What does Pat and Ian think about the Illuminati and conspiracy stuff? 9/11, Masonic Lodge, New World Order. This is a broad topic. This isn't really in the purview of our
No,
podcast.
I just wanted to cover it fairly generally because this had come up in conversation over the weekend. I am very, very much a skeptic, an old school definition of the skeptic, not like how some anti-vaxxers call themselves skeptics of vaccines. I have to look at everything, and I feel like the more complicated answer is oftentimes not the right answer. So I don't believe in a lot of that stuff. I don't really believe in any of it. There is generally a more simple, straightforward, and logical answer to these things.
Occam's razor.
Is there? Yeah, Occam's.
Occam's?
Occam's.
Who's Oculum?
I don't.
Occam's razor is what, Ian? The most straightforward solution is usually the
correct one, and that's exactly what it is.
A conspiracy is tough to maintain.
Oh yeah,
any conspiracy with more than two people is like impossible to maintain. The expression is a conspiracy with more than one person is impossible for it to remain secret. That's the expression, but it's true. People on their deathbeds, people leaking info. You have loved ones. Hell, you're drunk and tell a hooker, "Hey, I was involved in the Kennedy assassination." So this stuff comes out, but none of it leads anywhere. That's the problem.
Deathbed has always been my linchpin in the argument.
Yes,
deathbed confessions happen, and the fact that nothing's ever come out about any of these huge conspiracies that people think of.
I'm not saying there's nothing to the fact that like for example, going to JFK. Yes, Oswald was in Russia for a time. Yes,
sure.
But you know what probably happened? Russia said, this guy, maybe we can use him. Then they find out, no, this guy's a fucking nut. He might shoot someone, so we don't want him shooting someone and then leading back to us. That'll start World War III. That's what probably happened with Oswald. That's as complicated and as simple as that. So then Oswald ends up shooting, and it wasn't a lucky shot. He was a Marine. He was a sharpshooter. He shoots the president, and then all this weird backstory happens with him, and that fucking idiot Jack Ruby then shoots him. If Jack Ruby didn't shoot Oswald, it would have came out that Oswald was just a lone fucking nut. That's what I go back to with that. When you go to the 9/11 stuff, I don't have respect for you as a person anymore because I knew people that died in 9/11, so it's now you're touching me personally. But for that stuff I'll just ask you this. For a conspiracy like 9/11 to have happened would require, if not hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people to have been involved.
And someone would have felt guilty and leaked it.
Thousands of fucking people to have been involved in something like that.
There wouldn't have been one whistleblower. There would have been 10 by now.
There would have been 50, and they wouldn't just be a one-off nut. They'd be all connected. You would have heard about it. So that alone, I don't give a shit about where's the wings. I don't give a shit about all the shit that's been debunked, which has been debunked. Thousands of people would have been involved. And human nature would have been impossible. So absolutely impossible.
Real quick, I just want to tell my favorite story. Just a quick little anecdote about conspiracy theory. More funny than anything. So chemtrails are a big one that make me laugh really, really hard. And a person I know, we'll refer to this person as Person X. I've learned better than naming names on for certain things on the podcast. Person X believes heavily in chemtrails. And I'm like,
what is that again about the chemtrails?
Okay, chemtrails are it's when people see contrails from airplanes,
and they think it's something else.
It's a chemical, exactly. Okay. So at the time he was in Arizona, and he's like, "No, man, chemtrails are real." And I mean, I've been researching this for a long time, and I've seen the evidence. And I mean, man, there were some mornings, I think it was Phoenix, where like you walk outside your house, and I mean, you can take your finger and run along your car and get this like orange dust on your finger. And I go, did you ever think it was like sand that had like an element in it? And he goes, well, no, man, everyone was like sleepy and tired those days. I'm like, how about heat? Just hitting them with the straightforward thing. And he keeps refuting it.
Yeah.
And I go, how high up are those planes?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, airplane high. And I said, do you know why crop dusters come in so low? Because when you're dropping stuff, there is no accuracy. If they wanted to poison Phoenix, they could not possibly do it from an airplane at airplane height. There's just no way. It would dissipate.
And that's the problem with these conspiracy theorists. Like the moon landing one's a big one where they always come back with refuting evidence. They always then shift it.
Yeah.
The 9/11 troopers. You say this is bullshit. This is why. Yes.
Okay, but this.
Cell phone signals could be that high. Okay, then it's not that. Then it's this. They keep shifting it. There's no real theory. They keep jumping after they get disproven. The best is the moon one because our shit's still on the moon.
Yeah.
You can see it with telescope. It's there. We got there. That's my favorite one.
The conspiracy theorists handbook requires them to have it's like a bag of dice for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It's like you have to roll it every time, and you have to be able to pick and choose.
Yes.
You always have to have
Yes.
bits and pieces of evidence. They don't have to link. You just have
There's
to.
no overarching theory that makes sense.
You just argue with someone until they either give up or you can no longer present bullshit evidence that's been refuted.
Yes. And then the other thing I'll just say is a lot of these people that are into this heavily conspiracy stuff, not all of them, they really have nothing else going on in their lives. This is what they hang their entire lives on.
No, it's true. I mean,
I hate to say it.
You see, like
they're the lone gunman from X-Files. That's it.
Like when you see a picture of like a conspiracy theorist who wrote like a very important conspiracy theorist book or something, and you see their picture, they're like hunched over in a room with a desk, and there's just stacks of paper everywhere.
I'm not saying they have mental problems, but I'm
No.
just saying your life is uninteresting.
You're
And it's not to say though. That's not to say that there is important stuff that you should be looking into because there is.
Oh, sure.
But this isn't it.
There's corruption in government. There's things happening
sure.
behind the scenes that we don't see, but that's different than conspiracy.
Yes.